Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. It's my pleasure to introduce Lea Bailes, Chief Executive Officer of Guier Fence in Blue Springs, Missouri. Lea began his career practicing law in the areas of business and estate planning. He joined Guier Fence in 2005. In 2009, he and his wife purchased the company. They now employ 60 people with 3 company-owned locations in the Kansas City area and 2 franchise locations in Omaha, Nebraska. Lea's a graduate of Baylor University and the Baylor University School of Law. We welcome him to the committee as one of our small business heroes of the week. Lea.
Thank you very much, and thank you, committee, for inviting me here to testify today. As you said, my company, Guier Fence, is a 31-year-old family-owned business that specializes in fence installations in the Kansas City area, and now we're offering franchise opportunities based on what we think is a perfected business model in our years of experience. In our $10.1 billion fence industry, there's over 20,000 fence companies. Most of these companies are small with few employees, but with revenues in the neighborhood of $10 million and with us having 60 employees, that puts us in the top 1% of fence companies in the United States. Despite the economic downturn, and especially the hard effect it's had on the construction industry, our company has remained financially solid and profitable. Our success comes directly through the individual effort, talent, and commitment of each of our employees, who contributes to our reputation for excellence not only in our market area but in our industry. Unfortunately, last year, our employee count dropped from 74 to 50. Many of these wonderful people who no longer work for us worked for Guier Fence for over 20 years, and I knew each of them personally. I also knew that the decisions that we had to make were going to affect their families, and I knew their families as well. But as a company, we had to make these decisions to allow us to survive in turbulent times. Fortunately, this year we've been able to hire additional people due to an increased and well-welcomed demand. We received no government funding in order to do this, but it was through our own marketing efforts and financing alone. There are many other exciting events that are happening at Guier Fence. Our revenue is trending upward, and we just signed our first franchisee in Omaha, with several more on the way. Although our company is stable, our employee count is increasing, and we're growing again, our challenges remain. Banking regulations have disabled the banking system's ability to loan money toward commercial and industrial projects. Without these projects, companies such as ours who have relied on these streams of income as a strong percentage of our revenue and a large percentage of our revenue are being hurt. Without big commercial and industrial projects that are privately funded and not government funded, we're unable to employ additional workers. In addition, the tightening of lending is making it more and more difficult for our potential franchisees to start businesses that would employ more people. In fact, Guier Fence started providing financing for our franchisees in order to assist them get started in their own business. The loosening of these regulations as they relate to small businesses is critical. Additionally, per employee costs are rising that reduce our margins. These costs include costs related to health insurance, benefits, workers' compensation, employment taxes, and other compliance costs. Federal regulations continue to increase the financial burden on small businesses, especially on small businesses like us with greater than 50 employees. The arbitrary number of 50 will do more harm than good when it comes to employing people. By placing such standards on businesses like ours, we will be forced to make decisions unfairly on our head count. You're punishing us. If at under 50 employees, our cost per employee is substantially lower, we will have to scale our business or change the way we do business in order to continue to operate. We cannot price our products higher and tell our customers that our prices are higher because we have over 50 employees when our competitor doesn't. If legislation continues down this path, you will create a flux of 49 employee businesses. I am unclear on what effect certain new laws will have on my business. I do think our healthcare costs at this point are going to rise. I have no idea whether our taxes are going up and down. I do know that if you pass a value-added tax, it is going to hurt the construction industry and a lot of other industries. But the biggest concern I have is that all this uncertainty affects us in our way we make decisions. It's hard to make a decision when you're very uncertain on what the impact of this legislation or potential legislation is going to have. We don't know whether we should grow. We don't know if we should grow. We don't know if we should shrink, and we don't know what decisions to make at this point. In order to assist small businesses, please do not increase the number of rules and regulations. Just enforce the ones you already have. Work with us and inform us, educate us, help us to comply with a lot of regulations that are out there. Don't raise our taxes. Don't impose a value-added tax. And I'd also ask that you repeal the health care bill. I'm not asking for a handout. I'm asking that you stop creating additional obstacles for Guier Fence and other companies like ours to be and remain successful. Again, I thank you for this